Now comes the important topic of caching. Now cache is quite important and very interesting and used every single place very highly. Let's take an example for once again Twitter. Okay, and now Twitter is being called X, so let's take an example of X. Now on the Twitter, one of the popular account is, and one of my personal favorite account is CR7. Cristiano Ronaldo 7 is a very popular account. Now we all know that CR7 is being followed by probably millions or billions of people all across Twitter, and any single Twitter post this CR7 makes, this post needs to reach to the feed of all of these millions of people. Meanwhile, there is one more account over here, and this particular account is actually, let's say, of me. While I'm not so popular as CR7, and let's say I only have 30 followers. So whenever I make any single post in the X, essentially that post needs to go to these 30 people. But meanwhile, if CR7 makes the post, that post needs to go to all of these millions of people. Now, in my case, what would happen is that amongst these 30 people, maybe let's say 10 people, they are going to retweet or they are going to do something with that. But it is very likely that in the CR7's case, amongst these millions of people, at least let's say 1 million people wants to repost or retweet this tweet. So what would happen in the retweet scenario? Let's see behind the scenes. If I take an example for my tweet, okay, currently my tweet, I posted it in on the Twitter feed. So on the Twitter feed, my tweet is being shown over here. What is happening in the background is that my tweet is also stored somewhere on the database. Now in this database, whenever let's say one of my friend Harsh, that friend wants to retweet my tweet. So what this process would do is it would go to the database, fetch whatever I have tweeted, and then post it on Harsh's feed, and on this Harsh Twitter, it is going to show that Harsh has retweeted my tweet. This is going to be the simple logic. Now let's say the scenario of CR7. For Cristiano Ronaldo, millions of people are seeing his tweet in their Twitter feed. Now all of these, amongst these million people, 1 million people decided that they wants to post this retweet. So should 1 million people needs to go to the database and have that tweet again coming back to their profile and then again being shown in their Twitter or X feed, that is going to be really bad system. Why? Because in this scenario, only 10 database calls were being made, because I'm not that popular and I'm only seeing 10 database calls being made to the Twitter feed. But in the Cristiano Ronaldo scenario, there are 1 million database calls being made. Now, if you know anything, database calls are expensive. So there is a mechanism called cache. What this cache does is that cache resides in between database and the server, and cache is actually designed for fast interaction with the services and also fast interaction with the database, but it is expensive. Of course, you cannot have good, cheap and fast all at the same time. So again, this is pretty fast, this is really good, but this is also expensive. Database is really good, but it's not fast, but it is also very cheap. So you see, there are trade-offs being made over here. So what trade-off we are going to do in the Cristiano Ronaldo's case is that his tweet will be stored over here and also at the database level on both sides. And at the same time, if any of the million people decide that they wants to retweet what Cristiano Ronaldo has tweeted, they simply need to go to this cache, and cache is going to provide them the data really fast, really quickly, and then it will start showing up in the Twitter feed. Now let's say after 2 days, the people are no longer interested, and then they can the Twitter feed learns it over time that how to do it and how to handle it. It realizes that now people are no longer interested, so let's just get rid of it. And so what they would do is they would delete that Cristiano Ronaldo's tweet from their cache to make room for other systems, and still the Cristiano Ronaldo tweet is going to be stayed in the database. So this is how the combination of caching and database is going to be very interesting for the user.